So here we are, final of the 2017 Australian Championships. Rock Lobsters from Wollongong batting first, having won the toss. So single off the first ball out to extra cover. So it's Nathan Tyrrell now on strike for the Rock Lobsters. Tyrrell, #1 ranked batsman in the world. It's a leg by down the third, down a fine leg. So Tyrrell's actually been the #1 ranked batsman in the world for over 12 months now, which is an amazing effort, given that there's over 130,000 players ranked in last man stands globally now, across 19 countries. Solid shot there, out to deep extra cover, slight misfield, gives a second run. So joining me in the commentary booth for the first few overs of this game is an LMS player that a lot of you will know already. It's a fine drive there, back through backward point. So the first boundary of the innings, Pushpinder Jasal, he scored a 50 in the semi-final today. Getting going early there, moves on to 7 off 3 balls. Great shot there. So we have Ben Gorham with me in the commentary box here today. So it's just the last ball of the over coming up, and then we'll have a little chat with Ben. Joshua Khan, first over, brilliant ball at the end. Huge ball there, bounces back from that boundary. Lovely little ball, cut in, takes out off stump. So that's a big wicket first up. So Pushpinder Jasal, who scored a 50 in the semi-final, was bowled for just 7 runs. So Ben Gorham here, Sydney player, travelled to multiple world championships. Ben, welcome. Who's your pick for the final today?
Well, I'm probably going on the park cricketers here. Lots of people have been sort of writing them off, saying 120 might be too much for them to chase. But with the look of their bowling, 120 might be pretty hard to get, so their batting might not be an issue in the end.
So interestingly, they'll be, obviously because they're bowling first, it's about what kind of pressure they can put on with the ball here, and we know that Rock Lobsters have a deep batting lineup, having just got up against second 11 from Ipswich in the semi-final. So the two teams here, fielding side, Park Cricketers, they're a younger side, most of the players between 16 and 19, they're from the Gold Coast, a local side, and then we've got New South Wales side, Rock Lobsters with the bat. So Ben, have you seen much of Nathan Tyrrell back before? Have you played against him, this #1 batsman?
Played against them last year. I think Rock Lobsters knocked us out, and Tiz was a big part of that. He scored 50 very quickly against us. As he just tries to take the game away from the bowling side early with some very big hitting, and does it very consistently.
Well, he's a big man, as you can see there. Not much respect for the bowler in the second over, start of the second over, going for the big heave. It's an important 10 though, hitting with the wind for the left-hander.
Massive.
So number 3, we have young Jake O'Connell out there again, just a 16-year-old, this lad. Already representing New South Wales under-17s, so very good little player in the making. It's his first delivery. That's what you'll want to see first up. Easy runs down the leg side. Gets all the way to the fence, so that's worth 5 runs to the total, and that's a huge relief of pressure. And Ben, that's what you want to see first up, isn't it? Wides?
Yeah, I guess most people are probably nervous when they're on 0, and to be given a freebie like that, nice easy way to get off the mark. Lots of nerves, must be ease there.
On the legs again, gets away with that one. So this is Eli Fahey, who was a star in the semi-final, both with the ball. He took 2 for 18 off 4 overs and took a couple of catches as well, so great all-round semi-final for him. Ball goes down a fine leg. Rock Lobsters move on to 15 runs after 1.4 overs. Big Nathan Tyrrell on strike, the world's #1 ranked batsman. Just doesn't quite get hold of that down a long on. So how would you feel out there, Ben? You've scored a lot of LMS runs and taken a lot of wickets, so it's the first time for these Australians that they're in front of the global eyes with this live streaming. Do you think that's adding to the occasion, or do you think these guys won't?
Well, yeah, you never know. Some people do thrive under the pressure, under the periscope of the whole world, I guess. Guess everyone tune in, no matter where you are in the world. You've got the opportunity to be watching some very good cricketers. Rock Lobsters have been consistently good. Every time they've been up here, they've always been in the hunt. And then Park Cricketers, their first year.
It's got hold of that one, Nathan Tyrrell. That's in the gap. It's well round there from square leg. They managed to get back for 2.
Yes, yeah, Park Cricketers first time we've seen them up here, and they're showing that they've got the goods.
Absolutely, some serious talent. Very quick team in the field. Nathan Tyrrell goes hard there. Doesn't quite get hold of it again. Out to cover. That'll just be the single. So it's Joshua Khan bowling. Young Jake O'Connell keeps that one out. Single back past the bowler. This bowler, Joshua Khan, is a very talented young man. He actually, a couple of days ago, was up at the Gabba in Brisbane as a net bowler for the Australia team, and apparently got Steve Smith to nick one behind, so he's obviously got a bit of talent, this kid. Nathan Tyrrell off his legs. Just down a backward square leg for a single, so fairly solid start here by the Rock Lobsters. 20 for 1 after 2.4 overs, 21 for 1 after 2.4 overs. Jake O'Connell, as said before, is 16-year-old on strike. It's down towards long on. Well round just for the single. So Benny, you've had a bit of experience of LMS around the world, having gone to World Championships, and what's your favourite LMS experience that you've had in your career?
Surprisingly enough, it's probably actually been not in one of the big tournaments. Just been around mates and just having some fun. I was lucky enough to play in quite a good team in Sydney, Team of Rad. I've won Sydney titles 4 times with 3 in a row, and I guess that was fun to be part of. I was part of 2 of them, and yeah, just to go. It's just such a high winning anything really, whether it be just a Sydney title or something like an Australian or world title.
Absolutely. That's a big hit there from Tyrrell, but goes down a square leg where it's well fielded. This is Eli Fahey's second over, so just a single off his second ball. You also you travelled to Barbados and played out there. I seem to remember you bowling at Kensington Oval. That's a big hit there, but it's holding up in the wind out to deep mid wicket and is safely taken. So that's another very, very big wicket early in the final there from the Rock Lobsters. Jake O'Connell and Pushpinder Jasal both out for single figures, which is definitely not the way that they wanted to start this game.
Yeah, Jake's certainly a big wicket. Didn't look like to be the smartest shot, hitting into quite a stiff breeze there. But yeah, I guess there's plenty of batting, as you've mentioned before, Rob. So I think it looks like Paul Marchese walking out to bat. He's another big wicket as well.
Absolutely, Marchese, the skipper of this side, and he really leads by example on and off the field. Fantastic LMS player, keeps for the side, very effective bowler, and he's also got an incredible average with the bat. Over 100 is his average. So coming in at number 4, he's got a job to do here though. Only 3.3 overs, and they've already lost 2 of the top 3 and 2 of the guys that scored most of their runs in the semi-final. Actually, 89 of their runs in the semi-final came from Pushpinder and Jake O'Connell. Both those wickets haven't been taken now by the youngsters. Careful start against Eli Fahey. It's tell us about your experience playing on the test ground in Barbados then.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was good to see sort of the size of the grounds international players play on. I was lucky enough to get a few wickets there and hit one into the stands. It's certainly up there in the cricketing highlights in my life.
Off your bowling? Or?
No, I got hit for a few off my bowling. But no, was lucky enough to hit one while I was batting, and it's great to say that I've hit a 6 on an international ground.
Absolutely. What do you think? You know these Australian sides well, so second 11 who just lost in the semi-final, they'll be travelling to the World Champs in South Africa, and there's also Old Fools from Melbourne. From what you've seen of teams internationally in LMS from your trip to Barbados, how do you think our Aussie teams' chances fare over in South Africa?
I think second 11 have a pretty good chance with the inclusion of Light and Gibbons making it across to the second 11 side. I think they'll be strong. Just a few injuries from this tournament might be a bit worrying for Marty Henderson.
Absolutely. Got a bit of recovery time, only about 3 weeks or less than 3 weeks till the World Champs, so a few injuries there to get over, that's for sure. Swings in there nicely, that's a good delivery there. Casey Murphy is the new bowler, bowling the 5th over. Paul Marchese on strike, and the big wicket is down the other end. Nathan Tyrrell, the world's #1 ranked batsman. Murphy in again. Just flicked down towards fine leg, and that's running away quickly across this outfield, which is actually running very quickly given the overnight rain. So there we go, an important 4 runs there for the Rock Lobsters as they seek to recover from these two early wickets. You've also played a lot over in England as well, Ben, haven't you, at World Championships and with clubs there? What do you think their general standards been like when you've been playing LMS over there compared to Australia?
Yeah, anywhere these LMS tournaments on, that's certainly a great facility. The standards always set very high, and here at Runaway Bay, I think Trav and the rest of the crew at Runaway Bay Cricket Club, they set immaculate standards with their grounds and their facilities.
Absolutely, they do. It's a wonderful venue here, Runaway Bay Cricket Club. And Travis will be joining us actually just in a ball or two's time, just to give his insight into the park cricketers. Okay, and that's the end of a solid first over there from Casey Murphy, just 3 runs off it. So score now after 5 overs is 32 for 2. So Rock Lobsters looking to recover, and we've got Travis Harker to come into the commentary booth here. So thanks, Benny, for your thoughts, and good luck with the season ahead.
Thanks very much, Rob.
Welcome Travis Harker, President of Runaway Bay Cricket Club and the Last Man Stands Gold Coast Manager, into the commentary booth. You've already heard a few of Travis's pearls of wisdom already today, and he knows these park cricketers very well, given that they're a local Gold Coast side, so he can give us his upfront opinions on all these players. Bit of an unorthodox looking shot there from Marchese, seeking to get his iron at the moment. 4 runs off 7 balls, 4 runs off 8 balls actually. So this is an important important stage of play here. The loss of Nathan Tyrrell would be a massive wicket here, Travis. But he's decided to launch that way over mid-wicket, and that's into your window, Travis, of your clubhouse. I'll let you comment on that.
I hope that landed on the roof. I'm hoping. Otherwise, I've got to leave the commentary box and go ring a window repairman.
Sure, they're reinforced windows, aren't they, Travis?
Oh, well, that one's been broken a few times there.
Nathan Tyrrell goes again, but that one's down to long on. So just the one there, but Nathan Tyrrell showing his intent of hitting with the wind there.
Young Eli, the bowler's holding his nerve here. I thought he'd been a little bit intimidated bowling to the #1 batsman in the world, but he's holding his own. He just got whacked for 1. He's keeping the rest pretty tight. Again, you can see the park cricketers' athleticism in the field. They're quick. That's where it could be won or lost in the field this game.
Absolutely. makes such a huge difference, keeps pressure on the opposition. Just the pace of this team, and you notice it with a few of the other younger teams that have done well in the competition, just the run difference that they're saving compared to all of us older players and teams.
Well, if they can save 20 runs in the field, the way they run between wickets, they can probably add another 20 to what the Lobsters will probably get. So, you know, it's going to come down to it. It's
much easier on strike.
Oh, another dot ball.
Beautiful ball on the offside there.
Building pressure every dot ball.
So Eli Fahey in the last over. He's 3 overs, 1 for 20 now, so he's enjoying a great day with the ball today. It's Casey Murphy bowling second over. Much easy, hits it down the ground. It's long off, it'll just be the one there. That's only four runs off Murphy's 7 deliveries, so it looks like a useful young bowler here, Travis.
He goes all right, he goes real good. Big strong lad for his age.
How old would he be then?
He'd be 16.
16. There we go, Tyrrell picks the gap there, square leg. Too quick for the fielders out there.
By the looks of it, the big fella, you just can't stray onto his legs. He murders everything near his legs. I think the park cricketers need to be pretty disciplined on which line they're bowling here.
18 off 11 now for Nathan Tyrrell. He's beginning to get going and he reaches for that one, doesn't quite get hold of it.
Good change of pace. He nearly fell for that then. He was early on the shot.
Such a close game, man.
Surprising how smart some of these young cricketers are.
So 19 off 12 now for Nathan Tyrrell. Marchese pushes it out to cover. We've actually just got we may say a few quick words just with Marty Henderson here from the defeated second 11 captain. Marty, welcome to the commentary booth.
Thanks, buddy. Good to be here.
So Marty, disappointing semi-final for you there, but it fluctuated both ways. It looked like you were in it at one stage during the second innings. You were beginning to go well with the bat. What was your assessment of it, that second semi-final?
Obviously, the Rock Lobsters are a class side. They've made this grand final. I think 3 out of 4 sides. They only went down on a last ball thriller in the 4th time as well. These boys have got them a little bit under the pump here. These young athletes look like they're still holding their own come day 4 of the tournament. So
you'd say 48 after 7 overs. You'd say that the park cricketers on top, or evenly balanced?
Well, I think it's right on the line here. A lot's going to come down to the skipper of the Lobsters in bat now, the big cheese. He's got a lot of work to do here to get his side over the line, but I think if they can turn around a total of about 150, I think it might end up being too much for the young fellas, as they're more class cricketers, more 2s, 4s, stuff like that, not really out and out bombers.
So more orthodox shots. So Marchese's now on 10 off 15, so a bit of luck there from Nathan Tyrrell. Edges it over the keeper's head. Should come back for 2 there. But yeah, so Nathan Tyrrell moves on to 22 off 14 balls. Marchese 10 off 15. So as Marty says, he's getting his eye in here, doing it for the team.
I think he'll take his time and really work towards this wind in the back end. He'll get his lefty hitting now. As you can see, Tyrrell's really trying to let loose here. Into this wind down at the Gold Coast can really change a game, and I think the cheese is smart enough to wait till they turn around. A few big hitters left in the shed. It could be a real blockbuster in this back 10 here.
Absolutely. And lastly, Marty, I wanted to ask you just about a couple of things. Well, first up is in a couple of weeks' time you're heading off to Cape Town for the World Championships with the second 11. So you've been to a World Championships with the boys before in England, so what are your thoughts about that?
It's an absolute world-class competition. I couldn't be prouder of the boys yet again to come down here. Probably a tiny bit out of sorts, under strength, I guess, compared to the side that we usually bring down here, with a few new players who have only just started to play the game of LMS. And as we all know, it takes its own technique. It's a completely different game to your standard cricket game, and anything can happen down there. And we just hope we can do Australia proud and put a reasonable performance on the board, and hopefully come away with the coin, I guess.
That's at the end of the 8 overs before that delivery. His score was 54 after 8 overs. Now he's on a 55 after 8.1, and we'll just watch this delivery first. Marchese out to deep cover. This is Casey Murphy bowling again. He's now currently 2.2 overs, none for 12. Lastly, Marty, obviously a big part of this tournament is the selection for the World Series next year, which is a new concept in Last Man Stands, where players get the chance to represent their country. So we're selecting 3 players at this national championships: the top-ranked bowler, the top-ranked batsman, and the top-ranked all-rounder. I'll just pause for a moment just while the delivery's bowled. Tyrrell goes hard again, but that's just out for a single to deep mid-wicket. So at the moment it's looking like yourself and Brodie Dwyer and young Jake O'Connell out there are 3 of the leading runners in that race. What are your thoughts on the World Series next year in England, and your hopes and ambitions for it?
I think it'll be an absolute stunning idea for the game to really bring it forward. Every year it just seems to be getting bigger and better, more teams, more variety. Obviously with this footage and commentary we have now is absolutely stunning. Rob and Trav both doing a great job here, and it's really sort of highlighting the LMS game, so it's only going to go onwards and upwards from here.
Fantastic. Thanks, Marty, and all the best in South Africa.
Thanks, bud. Cheers, Rob.
So from one LMS legend back to another, we have Travis Harker once again.
I wouldn't say that, Rob. I wouldn't say that.
Straight down the ground. That's a beautiful shot there from Nathan Tyrrell. Straight back over the bowler's head. Brilliant fielding effort
by young Tom Watts down there.
Yeah, you can bring that up.
That could be the difference between two sides here. There's 2 runs saved.
That's it. Not too many LMS sides you'll see going around that would have stopped that in the boundary.
I don't think there's too many LMS sides that probably would have even chased that.
So that's 9 overs gone. The score's 60 for 2, so just 1 over until the turn. Nathan Tyrrell done well under pressure here to get his eye in. It's surprisingly few balls faced, actually, given that it's almost a turn and he opened the batting. He's only had 18 balls, which you'd think the Rock Lobsters would be disappointed with, because you'd want to have your big hitting left-hander hitting with the wind, so a bit unfortunate there.
Yeah, it's like the park cricketers are bowling well. They're obviously bowling to a plan and seems to be working, and they're not giving him enough room to free his arms and get under the ball. So
much easy, straight back down the ground. That'd be a single. So what do we know about this bowler then, Trav? This is Kai Newitt.
Kai Newitt, he's playing first grade on the Gold Coast at the moment for Broadbeach. Talented young off spinner.
So how old would he be then?
He is 16, obviously in grade. He might have just finished grade 12 this year.
There we go. It's top edge, but that's going to land safely before square leg. They'll just get the single off it. It's quite amazing, really, the amount of young players in this park cricketers side, and given that there's... I'll just watch this delivery first from Newitt. Marchese goes down. He's showing a bit more intent there, out to deep mid-wicket. Given the fact that in the last 18 months there's been over 1,000 LMS teams playing in Australia, and you got the national final here and a bunch of guys that are aged 16 to 18 in the national final. That's quite incredible.
That's
big hit there from Nathan Tyrrell. There was only one way that was going, and that's over the marquees for 6. So really trying to take advantage of the last couple of balls hitting with the wind here.
No, the Gold Coast has a pretty good standard and pretty good cricket program for the younger guys on the Gold Coast at the moment. All these guys have been in and around the rep circles for 5 to 6 years. They're on development programs, all that sort of stuff. So these guys have sort of made a decision that they want to specialise in cricket, and some of them will go on and then actually have a career in cricket, whether playing first class, 2020 or whatever it may be. Some of these guys will actually make a career out of cricket.
There we go. Tyrrell really going for it now, taking advantage of hitting with the wind. Now he's got his eye in. That one moves into 41 off 22 balls, so really just realises that he hasn't had enough strike hitting with the wind here, and that's the halfway point, so 10 overs gone.
Poor bowling there from the bowler. You know he's strong off his legs, and they're bowling middle leg stump to him. It's just easy. It's bread and butter.
So just at the halfway point there, the score is 75 for 2 from the Rock Lobsters. Nathan Tyrrell not out on 41. Pick of the bowlers so far, Casey Murphy, 3 overs, none for 16. He's still got an over left. So Kai Newitt getting a bit of tap in his first over. 15 runs off that first over. So Rock Lobsters showing their intent there. Now you'll have the right-handers hitting with the wind, so you'll see a lot more shots over long on and mid-wicket here, I'm sure. With that, I'll be handing over to Andrew Percy for the commentary, who will be continuing with Travis.
Hey Travis.
Hello Andrew, how are you going?
Yeah, good mate. Exciting start to the final here.
Change of ends, it's brought Josh Kahn back onto bowl. Straight away you saw a bit of intent there from the old fella at the other end, trying to loft it over mid-wicket. French Cup down to fine leg there.
It's turning into quite an important partnership here after a couple of early wickets.
They've gone to their big gun, Josh Kahn. Trying to snare that wicket, the Park cricketers.
Nathan Tyrrell just edging his way closer to a 50, which will give our Rock Lobsters a lot of confidence if they can get one in the shed.
Might slow the run rate down, but by the looks of this, I'm not sure what.
And that'll be 4 to the captain, Paul Marchese, who moves on to 20.
It's going to be interesting to see how these two teams are going about it. Obviously, you see the Lobsters are trying to crash and bash. The young blokes they got some bashes in their side, but they're going to try and run them off their feet when they get their chance, I think.
So what are we thinking here for 11 overs, 82 runs? What's a competitive total that the Rock Lobsters should be looking at here?
Realistically, they should be looking 150 and above.
Yep.
They've got 9 overs with the wind. It's up to the Park cricketers to try and stop them. They've got to bowl their lines and lengths so they can't clear their arms, clear the boundary. And you can see there a bit of intent from the captain, Scotty Palombo. He's bowled a wide outside off stump, so you can sort of see what he's trying to do.
Yeah, so that's a change there with Scott coming on. This is first over at the final.
Well fielded down there to the deepest square leg by Eli. Taking that to 1. That's most LMS teams. That's 4 or 2 every day of the week.
It's gone for it, but hasn't quite got hold of it there, so that'll just be another single.
They're bowling well to the big fella, the guys. He's only really freed his arm 3 times.
Yeah, he's slowed down a little bit now. He looked to the middle of his innings there, sort of get going, but just a couple of singles at the moment. Paul looking to be aggressive there, coming down the wicket, just picking up 1 as well.
Well bowled, Scotty. Good line and length. Beats him with his bit of angle going across the left-hander.
Yeah, after a shaky start with that wide, it's turned into quite a good over for his team here.
You can see what they're trying to do to the big guy. Got over by Scott Palombo there.
Just 5 from it.
Josh Kahn to bowl out here. One of the batsmen takes another drink. It's been an over since he had his last one.
Yeah, so they've been aggressive here, bringing on Khan again to bowl out. So he's been one of the wicket takers, 1 for 20. They're looking to break up this partnership now as they've been together for a while here. Nathan Tyrrell just 6 away from 50, and Paul on 22 off 25 at the moment.
The young fella is holding his own. He's giving it to the big old fella. He's bounced him. The umpire, very late call on a wide. Crowd disappointed.
I think a bit controversial
I
there as well.
I think he felt a bit of peer pressure by the batsman waving his arms around.
Yeah, I think the bowler's been unlucky there.
Oh, he must be a New South Wales umpire, this bloke. Just chips it out to mid-wicket for 1. Carney loves it. Looks like they're having a little bit of a chat, the two, the batsman and the bowler.
Back over the bowler's head, but that'll just be another single. Just rotating the strike at the moment.
Joshy doesn't mind a chat. I've played against him numerous times. He's a young kid, full of confidence. Good ball. Line and length. The big fella doesn't like him outside off stump.
Yeah, they're really drying Nathan Tyrrell up at the moment after a couple of big shots there. It's just grinding away at the moment.
Good change of pace from Josh. Outsmarted the old fella then. Just bunted it down for a single, mid-off. It's good to see the young blokes full of spirit against the old dogs, the favourites.
That's a great spell of bowling there for a final. Finishes with 1 for 25 from his 4 overs.
It's better than what he did this morning. His first over, he was flat out getting the ball on the pitch.
Yeah, and he got taken off after that.
Yeah, only bowled 1 over in the last game.
Yeah, so he's bounced back
better.
well.
Much better. Rates himself too, Josh. Absolutely rates himself. Good looking young bloke. Just can't get any runs at schoolies. Oh.
He's tripped over there and that's gone for 4.
He's got a dodgy bounce there too.
Yeah.
He's copping a bit of ribbon from his teammates for doing it, but they're straight into him. That is a good shot from the old fella. Pull shot straight through the gate, through square leg, like a rocket.
A tough start here for Scott for his second over. A couple of 4s to start with after a tight first over.
Rock Lobsters are threatening to go big here. Just kicks that one away, not interested. Well bowled, Scotty. He's gone wide there, Scotty. Keeper's fumbled it.
Yeah, it's starting to look like it could be quite a sizable total here. Now moving over 100s. They're on 102. 7.2 overs left. Sorry, 6.2 overs left. Straight down the ground for 4 there. Paul's really going now, so he's moves on to 38.
Park cricketers asking themselves a few questions here. They're looking around, they don't know who they want to bowl. Under the pump here, they need someone to stand up. Just either peg them back, build some pressure. But the wise old heads of the Lobsters seem to be digging in here and building a total reasonably quickly.
Rocketed that back into the bowler. Just a single to start.
Nearly hold out there. Some would call that shot a dirty mow. That's all that was. He was just trying to go big.
So Tyrrell's now on strike on 49.
Top edge down to third man. That'll be his 50, but not very convincing.
So that's a 33 ball 50 there for Nathan Tyrrell, but came at an important time after a couple of early wickets. So he leaves Paul out there, who's on 39 off 33 at the moment.
I don't think he would have ever made too many 50s in the... How many overs gone now?
He's got 14.3.
So I'd imagine that would be a long time for him to be out there batting, so that might take its toll later. Good play by the Park cricketers.
This is Rohit Sharma coming out to the crease now.
Pretty well fielded by the bowler there.
Yeah, very well fielded. An appeal for a run out. Not given. Looked like the umpire was considering it for a while there.
Pretty well fielded.
The crowd seemed to think it was out.
Mr. Sharma looked like he was asleep at the non-strikers end. I wonder if Mr. Sharma's been sent out as the pinch hitter here to go after it with the wind. You've got a young off-spinner bowling to him.
They've got one in the shed. Just over 5 overs left. I think now's the time for them to tee off here. With one batsman set as well.
Slices it out to cover. It's pretty well bowled.
Good over there from Callum Jacobson, just 5 from it.
In comes the captain again, Scotty. He'll be hoping for a better over than the last one. Scotty's a boarder at the TSS school. He lives down country New South Wales. He's just finished. He's not sure. He's looking at staying at one of his mates' place for a while and thinking about what he's going to do. Unfortunately, he's not smart enough to go to university. So he's figuring out what he's got to try and do at the moment while he's enjoying schoolies and losing a few brain cells.
Couple of changes happening here in the field. The new batsman.
They just moved fire in the leg a bit squarer, and in typical form, the batsman French cuts it down for 4, where he just was. Unlucky. But the batsman, you always take them. Still goes in the scorebook as 4.
That's right. Straight up. No one under it.
I think there was an easy 2 there, but I think the old fella wasn't sure if the young fella's going to get to it that quick.
Yeah, a bit of confusion there. Now Paul back on strike. Yeah, misses it there. Gets hit in the body. Looks like that hurt.
Not showing any weakness, but giving it a rub. That'll need a couple of frozen peas on it tomorrow.
Not a great throw there.
Bad throw. 5 metres left of the stumps. Closer to the stumps, we might have had a chance there, guys.
Oh, he's bowled him.
Scotty's gone through him. No celebration. Don't know if the batsman just had to go with the stumps and with his bat. I don't think that. Can't quite see what happened. I think Scotty's just given him a send-off as well.
It was a loose shot. He's looked fairly composed most of the innings, but just head up to the sky there and didn't have a look at it. Clean bowled.
I think the old dog just had enough of the young whippersnappers chirping at his heels.
Yeah. So that's Marchese back. So he got 42 off 37 as he walks back to his teammates there.
Big wicket for the Park cricketers there. Now it's up to the Rock Lobsters to come out and keep going, keep their momentum going.
And that's the end of the 16th over. The Rock Lobsters are now 3 for 119, and Jose Villa is coming out to the crease.
Cheesy batted really well then. He came in at a difficult time.
It's an interesting point in the game here with a relatively new batsman in Rohit Sharma, only faced a few balls, and with the new batsman in Jose Villa, with only 4 overs left. So Park cricketers could look to restrict the total a little bit here now.
Umpire's throwing the ball to the sideline here. I don't understand what's just happening. There's 2 balls on the field.
Yeah, looks like there's a ball change happening here. Not too many big shots, but maybe that one on the roof just caused a bit of damage
there
to the
might be some splinters stuck in it from that stump that he just knocked over. Is that a drop chance? I couldn't quite see.
Yeah,
if it is, there it is.
Yeah,
the wicket keeper, Owen, he's a pommy. He's coming out for the summer.
Oh, double plays on here, and he's
double
gone.
Play.
Double. So that was a caught and bowled there.
Park cricketers are going mad at the moment, running from everywhere. The Rock Lobsters are walking off in disgust. They can't believe there's been a double play.
That exposes the tail now with number 7 and 8 coming out to bat together. They do still have Nathan Tyrrell.
The crowd's getting involved as well. They're singing a song to the outgoing batsman. Two new batsmen coming out. This will slow the run rate down. With one in the bank, but you wouldn't want to see the big fella come out if you're a Park cricketer.
Yeah, I think they just need to bowl some tight overs here. Hope to keep these 2 in for a few. And don't get Nathan Tyrrell back out there soon. So we've got Wayne Herbert and Darren O'Connell coming back. So I think Darren's batting a little lower in the order after getting a golden duck in the semi-final.
Well, you're only as good as your last hit, they say.
Big moment in the game here.
There's another ball on the field. I don't know what's going on here. There's cricket balls on the field everywhere. Spectators must be having some fun.
That's a wide ball. It's gone past the keeper there. And run a couple there, so quite an easy start for the two new batsmen. So it's been quite good bowling from Callum Jackson until then. That's another wide that's gone past the keeper.
Callum Jackson, I'm surprised he's bowling. He's just bowled a wide that's gone for 4. He's actually a wicketkeeper by trade. I'm surprised the park cricketers have thrown him the ball. It must be inexperience or just some really bad captaincy on behalf of Scott Palumbo. You'll have to have a bit of a look into his playbook there. That's better. He's landed one in the right area there. It's first legal ball of the over. They bunted out the point for 1.
Yeah, so 16, what are we? He's 16 runs after 1.4, so he's gone for 11 here off this over so far.
I think if the batsman left that would have been another wide. Went chasing the wide one, down the mid-off.
So it's a great start to the over with the caught and the double play there, but quite expensive after that. And 3 overs left. The Rock Lobsters moved to 131. So what do you think from here, Trav? The 3 overs left.
I think if the park cricketers can keep them under 150 or around that mark, they're a chance.
Yeah, that's got to be the target for the park cricketers from here.
I don't know about it. The captain has been a bit pig-headed. He's bowling himself again. I think he bowls absolute rubbish, but he's proven to be expensive on a couple of overs.
Yeah, well, he's going for 9 and over at the moment with just the 1 wicket. So it's big over here for the captain.
He looks a bit confused. He's waving his arms around, the head's shaking. They're looking for 2 here. Oh, no chance with the young blokes.
Yeah, they're very quick around the field. All good fielders.
Brings out another left-hander here. Takes the wind out of play. That's an advantage for the park cricketers. Blazes it out to cover, looking for 2 again. Well fielded out there in the deep.
I think they need to be a bit more attacking here, the Rock Lobsters, with Nathan Tyrrell, who's off for 50 and they're just nurdling it around at the moment.
It's like they've shut up shop. They're just worried about getting the wickets. Oh, he's managed to get there. Enough bat on that to get it down to 3rd man for 4.
It wasn't a great shot, but got lucky there. And Scott's going for another 4 there.
I think this left-hander, I think that's probably his best shot down there. By the look of the way he stands and holding the bat. It's probably the biggest gap on the field. Oh no, they've put a man down there. Big gap at point now. Dot ball.
Yeah, batsman questioning the wide there.
That would have had to been right on the line there, I'd say.
Very close. So that's the end of Scott's overs. 4 overs, 1 for 34.
It's not too bad, a little bit expensive.
2 overs left here. Rock Lobsters move on to 138.
Well, ballsy move by the captain here. Bringing on the young little boy, Tom Watts, the redneck from the north.
Interesting time to bowl him here. He hasn't bowled in this innings at all. So bowling in the 19th over in his first one.
Good little cricketer, this kid. Big stage, but will he get nervous? Getting some instructions from the captain, but the captain didn't seem to bowl that well either. So I don't know how this is going to go.
This is the 7th bowler used for the Park cricketers.
He's bowled that very wide. He's got enough bat on it. Will it go for 4?
Yeah, not a great start here for Tom Watts.
Oh, the young fella's got there. I think it's lucky for Tom Watts. He hasn't got enough pace on the ball to get it to the boundary at the other end.
So the Rock Lobsters running 3 there. We are looking a bit closer to get that a bit closer to outside off. It's quite a wide delivery. And he's got the wicket.
He's got the wicket. The old fella's holed out to the deep square leg. Unbelievable.
So
Could have hit that anywhere.
So that's the end of Wayne Herbert. He's got 16 off 7 balls. That flattered him a little bit with a few wides there. We've got Nathan Tyrrell coming back out now.
Here we go, big challenge for the little boy.
Yeah, so the retired batsman, Nathan Tyrrell, hit 50 off 33 earlier, including 1 4 and 3 6s. So, big moment in the game here.
Oh, big move by the young cricketers. They snuck in a power play then. They had an extra one on the other side of the field. Young fella's lubbering. Oh, there's going to be a run out. Oh. Tyrrell nearly run out on his first ball back at the crease. Would have been a massive wicket.
Didn't get any bat to that off the pads, and looked like a big call taking on the second there.
Tyrrell was surprised how actually slow Tom Watts is. Great catch from Scotty Palumbo in the deep. Yeah. Unbelievable. The little boy snagged 2 wickets in his first over. Gets the big gun out. Who'd have thought?
Great low diving catch there from the captain.
I think Tyrrell can't believe how slow Watts is. He's walking off in disgust thinking I should have hit it anywhere else.
So we're now down to last man stands. So Darren O'Connell on his own. 6 off 4 at the moment. And the Rock Lobsters are 143. This is the last ball of the 19th over.
That's a big chance to keeping them under 150.
Absolutely.
That was the target we set a couple of overs ago.
And Tom Watts, 2 wickets for 3 runs.
The little boy's turning out to be a game changer.
Last ball for Tom Watts here.
Finishes it off with a dot. Great over from the redneck from the north.
2 for 3. Well bowled, Tom Watts. It's the last over of the first innings here. 143 for the Rock Lobsters. But Darren O'Connell stuck out there on his own, so no singles on offer. He's got to try and get his team above that 150, we think, to make it a good competitive score.
As a little boy who just runs past us, he's pretty happy with himself from that over. Batsman, he's going to either wear himself out here, he's got to be running every ball, or he's got to be hitting boundaries. Oh, he's taking the young guys on. Straight up. He's got to go.
And he's out.
First ball in the last over. Great piece of fielding from Scott Palumbo.
That's a huge finish here for the Park Cricketers. Really brought it home in those last 2 overs.
They've closed that out really well. The Rock Lobsters looking like they were going to make 150 plus, maybe high 170s, but great effort from the young fellas.
They just really collapsed there.
Funny things in finals, but runs on the board.
That's it. It's still a good competitive total with the 143, but they absolutely look like they're going to post a huge score there with Nathan Tyrrell and Paul Marchese getting going. But the tail just didn't offer. They offered very little in the end.
Well, there was no tail.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see how the Rock Lobsters come out and attack this now. Will they come out with a bit of fire and brimstone at the young boys?
So we'll bring in Steve Emmett here, who knows the Rock Lobsters boys well. Might get a bit of an insight on some tactics here.
Welcome back, Steve.
Thank you, T-Sack.
Oh, thank you. I'm going to give up my spot. It's time for me to go get some refreshments. I'll give it to Sam Langham, the Australian captain, the legend of LMS of Australia.
Welcome to the chair, Langy.
Cheers, Steve. Something new for me.
That makes 2 of us, mate. So what are your thoughts on how the game's poised right now, mate?
I think 143 on this ground seems to be probably the norm. It's defendable, definitely, especially with your boys' attack from the Lobsters. But the Park Cricketers are a good bunch of young cricketers as well, so it's probably 50-50 here, I think.
Yeah, so they don't have too many out-and-out sloggers in their side. They from what I've seen of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very technically correct batsmen. Majority of them, obviously good eyes, and there'll be plenty in the V. Yeah, we. We may be experiencing some technical difficulties with the IT here. Apologies for the radio silence, we're not quite sure what's going on here, so we're just going to double check. Yes. We think we're back up here now, and we've just lost it again.
Okay, so sorry about that little bit of silence there, guys. I think we're back on. So the Park Cricketers are throwing the pads on, getting ready for the run chase. Lobsters are over there having a bit of a team huddle, sorting out tactics. I think we'll probably see what we saw in the semi, Sammy, with Doc and Jake opening up, probably into the wind to start with.
Yep.
Seemed to work well for him in that semi.
With those two quality bowlers as well, that's a fair way to start as well.
Yeah,
you'd back those two to do the job early on.
Yeah, Jake's been sort of bowling majority of this tournament into the breeze and swinging them in to the right-handers. Got a lot of caught behinds, a lot of bolds as well. So
he's a good left-hander. We were watching the live stream earlier on, and there's a couple there that just a little bit of movement, take
just
the edge.
Does enough,
just does enough, and gets you in awkward situations, awkward position.
He sends them down as well. Like, even though he's kind of into a pretty stiff breeze here, he's no slouch.
No, he's not. He's a big kid. He's probably not done growing either, so he's probably only going to get quicker over the next couple of years, which look out to the rest of the tournaments the next couple of years as well.
That's it. And, do you think he's much chance of getting a spot on in your side, mate? The Australian side for the Cup of Nations next year?
He's definitely earned it.
He's got to be up there.
Yeah, he's definitely up there, and he hasn't done much wrong all tournament, whether it's the bat or the ball.
Yeah, that's a good point. He could probably almost get a spot with either discipline.
Definitely. I mean, I'd happily have him in the team, definitely. Left armour, in swing, no one ever likes that. And, he seems pretty powerful with the bat, even into the breeze. There's a shot in that first, in the semi-final, that he just punched it into the breeze over the boundary. So you definitely wouldn't say no to having him in the team.
And, mate, you must be really looking forward to what next year will bring with that Cup of Nations and the prospect of leading the mighty green and gold.
I am. Comes with it a bit of pressure though, I think.
Yeah, a bit daunting.
Yeah,
definitely.
Hopefully I can back it up, and the team that we take over does the job. There's a few. I think the minnows might actually do quite well over there, given there's teams like Pakistan, Bangladesh have just come into LMS, I believe, in the last couple of years or months, even years.
Yeah.
But I think they might actually give it a very fair crack, and we might go in the favourites, but we might be very quickly the underdogs. So,
the home side probably be reasonable.
Yeah, England conditions always a bit different. I remember going over there in 2013 with 3 short, and the second 11 boys were over there as well. And we're a bunch of flat track bullies back home in Canberra. Everything's on Syntho.
Yeah.
So the turf decks found us out a little bit early on, but we did all right. We did make the semi-final. But yeah, that turf deck and that English condition does change things for us.
Big time.
And I think with boys that are at the top of the ranks for this tournament, they can do that. They can bat on the turf. They can bowl on the turf. They're good cricketers. There's a quality cricketers at this event every year. So I think we will have a strong team. Don't get me wrong, but I think going in possibly favourites, having played the format for so long, there might be a few surprise packages over there.
Yeah. Those conditions will certainly be tough, mate. Seaming pitches and overcast conditions. Yeah, it's going to be tough.
It will be. It'll be a great event. It's something that LMS. I never would have played overseas if it wasn't for LMS. And I've met so many blokes through this tournament. Going to England, Benny Gorham, who plays for us for 3 short, wouldn't have known him from a bar of soap if I hadn't met him in England. And the only reason I really met him is because we were in a penguin suit out in the club one night. So he made himself known quite quickly. We got lucky to rope him in for a couple of games for us, and Lydon as well, actually. Lydon, another self-proclaimed LMS legend. More so a legend off the ground for his unfortunately witty comments. You've got to give him that. He's definitely got the mouth of LMS, I think.
He was in pretty good form last night, I can tell you.
So yeah, he played for us over in England as well. So you come here to play cricket and try and win a tournament. You walk away with some mates from
lifelong.
Exactly right.
So we're underway again here, and Doc's setting the first one down as a dot. There's already a bit of chirp out there.
You can always expect that from the Lobsters. Lobsters are definitely good for a bit of chirp. They're a competitive bunch. They enjoy their cricket, very passionate about their cricket. So it's good to see them out here again.
Sammy, your side had a closely fought contest with them this time last year. It was at the quarters of the Cup.
You've probably been a bit generous there. It wasn't really quite close, I don't think. there's probably about 60 or 70 runs in it. Tiz is definitely number one for a reason. He can hit a long ball, and we were chasing a few that day.
Yeah.
So they definitely can play cricket. You know, I'd hope to think we could take them on our day. That was their day, and you know they've been bridesmaids twice. Hopefully this is their day. I think the crowd might disagree though. So strong support for the park cricketers, I think, around here.
Very strong.
So, how do you think these boys being from your region, how do you think they go this year?
Yeah, mate, I was fairly sure they'd be, you know, in and around these sudden death stages here towards the back end of the tournament. But yes, that semi was a pretty tough game, and they're, you know, sort of 10-minute break and back into this one. So,
yeah.
Which is, to be honest, probably suits them more with some of the older blokes.
Yep.
Well,
and
catch down there to Jose Villa.
Very good early start for Doc and the Lobsters there. So he points to the crowd.
Bit of a send-off. No surprises there.
Again, passionate about his cricket. So, good start there. Unfortunate for the park cricketers.
Early one.
They can set the tone for LMS, although the purpose of LMS, last man stands, it can come down to that last bat. You only need one out there to get the runs.
So that was Eli Frey going for 4 off 4.
4 off 4. Didn't waste any time at least.
No. And the skipper Scott Palombo is still out there at the non-strikers then.
I believe he's been scoring some runs this tournament.
He can bat. This kid can bat.
Yeah.
I saw him bat in the quarter. He basically won the game for his team single-handedly. He scored about 81, I think it was, off 44.
So his shoulders will be a bit heavy at the end of the tournament then?
Yeah.
I think he's taken a few wickets as well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goes right with the ball too.
Goes right with the ball. Just a good all-round cricketer. And you almost need that with LMS as well, actually. It's, you know, you can get away with 1 or 2 bowlers, you can get away with 1 or 2 specific bats, but you almost need everyone to pitch
contribute in some way.
Yeah.
Even if it's a good catch or a you know, run out. Yeah. And that is the beauty of the format, isn't it, Langy? With only 8 blokes on the field, everyone contributes in some way.
Yeah.
Every game, essentially.
Everyone's involved. I mean, I hate going back to Saturday cricket. It's like there's 20 fielders out there, not bloody 11.
No gaps.
No gaps at all.
And the other aspect of which we've kind of touched on as well is the social side of LMS. You know, everyone up here is here for a good time, enjoy a few beers, and the cricket sort of is a sideshow for some teams.
It is, actually, very much so. And I think Jakey O'Connell's on here now to hopefully keep his form for the tournament.
They've stuck with that formula from the semi-final here to Lobsters, with father and son opening up the innings.
Not a bad first nut there, swinging in, just a little full. Copying some advice from the sidelines on how to bowl as well. I reckon he'll back it up with a good ball here. Not a bad ball, good shot as well. Singles probably aren't enough, but I think these boys have got their legs in them to run a few 2s and 3s here and there.
They'll put a lot of pressure on these, the lobster fielders here. Very quick between the wickets.
Ooh, good nut there. Put Palombo back in his crease a little bit there, I think. Surprised him with the pace.
Langy, did you hear about, so one of these, I'm not exactly sure which one it was, but one of the park cricketers bowlers got to bowl to the Aussie Test team in the Gabba Nets yesterday.
We did hear about that, and we were quite happy we didn't have to face them in the knockouts, because don't enjoy the pace.
Actually got Steve Smith out with 1 ball too. I saw some footage.
Yeah, you saw the footage?
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
so it's proven.
Yeah,
okay.
proven.
We thought they were just trying to bait us into being a bit scared there, I think. It's not good form leading into tomorrow, actually.
No.
I think Jakey's he's feeling the pinch of 3 or 4 days of straight cricket here.
Yeah. Bowled a lot of overs and scored a lot of runs, so yeah. It's almost a sign of Scamper through for 2 here.
It's a good 2 there, not even, or barely off the square there.
But very promising for the future of Australian cricket, really, when you've got, you know, Jake O'Connell here, 16 years of age, arguably the player of the tournament so far.
Yeah,
he's been picked up in the New South Wales under-17s, and then a lot of the park cricketers are, you know, Queensland Academy players in the 17s and 19s as well. So, yeah, really good advertisement for the game.
It is. There's a lot of talent across there, especially on the field. There's a fair bit of talent sort of in front of the bar as well, I think, at some of these tournaments. But I remember the first tournament we came up to, the final was played between a bunch of 18-year-old kids from South Africa.
That's right, yeah.
And sorry, just waiting for that ball to be bowled there. But yeah, a bunch of 18-year-old cricketers and a bunch of about 40, average age of about 40, I think, 40-year-old cricketers as well.
Yeah.
It just shows the diversity of the format there. And you've got Doc here, you know, one of probably the older blokes of the tournament as well. You've got his son here at 16.
Yeah.
You know, the average age of the park cricketers is probably 20 if you're lucky.
Yeah, at best, probably.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, good ball there.
Got him reaching.
Yep. Good line, good length. I think Doc was possibly arguably the player of the tournament last year as well.
Yeah, he was right up there.
Yeah, so you got Doc last year, Jake's come through this year. Lobsters will be probably hard to beat over the next couple of years by the looks of it.
Another dot. Just expanding on your point there on the diversity, Langy. We've had the last couple of years in Wollongong and Kiam, we've had 3 or 4 females play,
okay.
And they bring a lot to the game.
They do?
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, hit on the ground there just for a single by looks. Yeah, they're very, very much respected by the male players. It's not as though, oh yeah, there's a chick coming on the bowl, you know, let's take it easy on her.
Yep.
It's
get him involved.
He's a genuine player, and
Yep.
so.
Actually, there's a husband and wife couple, was it, in your area, or was it
husband and wife?
Or am I plucking at straws
again? Most of the females that have played have been young. Sort of, you know, representative level state players and stuff that have been playing. Yeah.
So bringing some definite skill to the game as well, and probably showing. I wouldn't say probably, they are showing up.
They hold their own.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good second over there from Doc. So I've got the score sitting at
1 for 12 off 3.
12 off 3.
Doc's gone for, has figures of 1 for 7 off his first 2 overs.
It's not too bad. The breeze is probably not as strong as it has been all day, I think. It's slowing down a little bit here, but still hitting with the wind at the moment. They might need to take advantage of it. Good nut there from Jake. Crowd's gone a little bit quiet here. So
must be the Lobsters on top.
Yep.
Waiting for a boundary or a bit of a spark from the park cricketers here. Get the crowd involved again.
Ooh, hello. There we go, crowd's up. Jakey apologising there, obviously no intent in that. Ball's just slipped. Probably one of the I wouldn't say downsides of the event, but it definitely shows you who's fit and who's not by the end of this tournament. You know, you wouldn't think 2 hours of cricket, 20 overs, 5 ball overs would take it out of you, but I know my boys are sitting at home curling up in a fair bit of pain at the moment, actually.
Yeah, you could see. Ooh, gets a little bit of bat on that. Down, squirted down fine. Yep.
Oh,
picks up the
got
boundary.
there. Yep. There we go, the crowd. Waiting for a wicket or a boundary. They got their boundary.
Yeah, you could see when the second 11 walked out to shake hands after the semi-final with the Lobsters, they'd almost needed stretchers to get out the field. So
I hate to say it, but they were like that yesterday. They still took us down. The second 11 are definitely a quality bunch of LMS players, and not even LMS. I mean, a few of their blokes are just quality cricketers all round. You know, Brodie's out here scoring 250 or 270 runs plus, I think.
for the tournament.
Yeah, for the tournament.
Yeah.
Ooh. Someone's going to catch a cold with that swing. But even Marty, I mean, Marty's, again, a legend of the game. Everyone knows who he is, whether it's for good or bad reasons. But he can play cricket. You cannot argue that he can play cricket.
Real competitor too.
Yep.
Just fight to the absolute last ball.
It's up. There's a chance here.
Father to son. Father comes in and
Oh.
grabs it.
O'Connell caught O'Connell, but I think there's a steal there.
Yeah.
There was a steal. To check the live update here. Lobsters definitely on top here with that.
That's the big wicket they needed.
Yeah. Bit of spirit out there from the boys. It's definitely a heartfelt game out there. Everyone's putting it on their sleeve and playing for the game.
Yeah, you're right, Langy. They got the steal there, so picked up 2 valuable runs.
Yeah, every run does count. I think there was a game yesterday, which actually ended up being a team could have won it or lost it, even though there was a wicket. So
On the last ball.
On the last ball,
Yeah.
yeah. Last ball of the game. Scores were, I think, tied or one behind.
One
I think,
behind, yeah.
one behind. And one of the beautiful rules of LMS, if you are caught as the striker, the non-striker can run 2 and get 2 runs for the steal. And the non-striker completely forgot.
The non-striker wasn't on his game.
No, he
and
wasn't.
He has no excuse because he's an LMS franchise manager from Queensland. We won't name names.
That is a cardinal sin, I think, then.
Okay, so Josh Cairn has come to the crease.
Oh. Possible
Bit of
run out.
confusion.
Yeah, a bit of confusion there. Possible 2, possible run out.
So 2 new batsmen now at the crease. Josh is off the mark straight away with that single. And Tom Watts is doing it a bit tough. 1 off 5.
There's probably a little bit of pressure on these boys to try and take advantage of the win, but they also need to
See
just
off
keep
the
this
better bowlers.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a fine balance.
Yeah.
And they're so they're going at 5 and over, and they've lost two wickets at this point. Doc's going to continue on for his 3rd here. Follow the same formula from the semi-final.
He'll probably, if he does follow the same form, this will be his last over for now.
That's
Just hold
the
one
one.
in reserve, and
Yep.
just in case it does come down to the wire, you can generally rely on Doc to come in and do the job.
That's the crowd. They're allowed to do what they want. They're racist, class. They're racist.
A little bit of an issue here, boys. So Steve's going to jump out now, and we're going to bring in Rob Stevenson. I'm sure you've all heard his voice for the last 4 or 5 hours.
Oh, just a short break in play there. Bit of alleged sledging from the crowd over there.
It's probably one of the beauties of LMS. I think it's. I remember meeting, and again, self-proclaimed legend of the game, Lydon Gibbons. How, I'll be honest, how he hasn't probably copped one on the chin in 7 years of LMS, I don't know. But you either love him or you hate him. But it seems to be everyone else loves him. Doesn't matter what he says, how he says it. He's just got a smile on his face, and you can't take it anything but not serious.
Typical Queensland larrikin, that Lydon.
Correct.
Lydon.
Even the boys at Runaway Bay, actually. Runaway Bay holds a great tournament, I think, almost every year. I know Canberra had it. Canberra did a good job of it. The weather probably put a few people off, I think. There was one or 2 games in the sleet down there. But Pete Bowman down there for LMS Canberra did run a tight tournament. We got pipped by, again, second 11. Story of our LMS campaign, I think. But yeah, Runaway Bay's held this, whether it's the Worlds or the Nationals, quite a few times, and it's just the perfect place for it.
Absolutely. O'Connell then again, so the ball hit out to the deep there. So this is Josh Can, the opening bowler for Park Cricketers. A lot of work to do now though to get back from this situation. 2 wickets down, 24, 4.5 overs. Run rate's still under 8 and over, but
And you know, LMS is probably the tournament where 10 and over is probably the standard. You'd expect that, but this turf deck seemed to have been a bit of an equaliser actually. I think there's only been one score of 200 this tournament.
absolutely. Yeah, the pitches have been wet this tournament due to all the rain. Obviously slows down the runs. But this is a tight bowling attack here. Lobsters, so a lot of pressure. O'Connell comes into bowl again. That's a big hit there. That should go all the way.
Ooh.
So much needed hit over mid wicket there from Josh Cann. Takes him to 10 off 5 balls. After the loss of Scott Palombo, the captain, for only 10. This needs some sort of recovery. So good response here from Josh.
Watching the live stream today, he looks like probably the one that would be the hitter of the team.
He's absolutely had an incredible innings yesterday when his team was struggling, 4 wickets down pretty early, and he hit about 75 not out off about 28 balls, so that got them over the line. So yeah, he's a quality player, quality young cricketer, that's for sure.
Jakey's coming on here again for another over. He's looking a little bit sore here, I think. His hip or his knee or ankle, one of the three. But I'll back him here to bowl his 5 balls and do the job for the Lobsters.
Absolutely. So a wicket apiece at the moment for the O'Connell father-son combination.
And caught and bowled O'Connell too, I believe.
Absolutely.
So just keeping it in the family.
30 runs after 5 wickets, Sammy. How do you see it from here? What do you think? They're hitting with the wind at the moment, given most of them are right-handers. What do you think the minimum is at the turn that they'd need?
The minimum at the turn probably, I'd say they'd want at least 50. 60 would be preferable, and 70 would probably put them in front. I think Jake and Doc are the 2 pick bowlers. That yeah, good fielding there.
Fielding there, long off.
Oh, hang on, there's 2 in that now. There's 3. He's taken on the arm.
Yeah, a bit premature with our good fielding straight in there. So
we've jinxed him.
Potential 1 turns into 3 from Pushpinder. Just there, down at long off.
Was that 3? I may have stitched you up there actually. I was watching the fielding.
It was 3.
It was 3, good. That'll do, yep.
No one there at deep square legs, so
that's what they need now. I think just a little bit of a quick spurt in the runs.
So Josh Cann now moves on to 13 off just 6 balls, so he's 14 off 6 balls, so he's got out of the box quickly here.
So I think it is up to general probably Jake and Doc to tie it down at the beginning and give the last couple of bowlers that freedom to maybe get hit. But LMS is anyone's game really. It comes down to the last ball.
Got hold of that one.
Oh, has he?
Far enough. He's done it down O'Connell.
Oh, he's just too tall. He's taking another one. And I think that's
to go with it as well.
Oh, Cardinal's in there. I think he's shown to the crowd that he's taken the catch there and forgot about the double play.
That's it. Absolutely. Potential double play. Turns into 1 with the crowd celebration.
I dare say there's not too few people out there who don't know the rules of LMS listening to this, but one of the great games or great rules of LMS is the non-striker can be run out at the same time the striker can be caught, and it's almost just natural in practice now to throw it back in, but the crowd's gotten on top of Doc there.
So that's another O'Connell wicket combination. So 3rd wicket down. Park Cricket is now 40 for 3 after 5.4 overs. Uphill task from here with 3 of their best bats gone. Bit of pressure here on Owen Morris, the new batsman. It's a nice little nudge to get off the mark.
Oh, it was almost a misfield there. Cost another run, but Park Cricketers didn't want to take it.
So they managed to steal there, so Samuel talking about with the double play, so the two extra runs go to to the extras, not to the batsman.
If anyone like myself who plays for the strike rate, it's always good to get 2 runs without facing a ball as well.
So it's 3 wickets down so far. 2 of the 3 wickets are O'Connell combinations. The other one with Darren O'Connell taking the wicket, being caught by Villa.
I think Steve and myself have called the tactics. They're not straying from it. So Doc's bowled his 3 overs and taking a rest. And Tiz is coming on with some possible spin or mediums, depends on what gets hit further.
So Nathan Tyrrell coming on to bowl. More reputed for his batting. Good dig with the bat today. 50 off 35 balls, including 3 sixes. The world's #1 batsman for just over the last year.
He's definitely set up the Rock Lobsters final. So he looked like he probably struggled a little bit in the semi, but he came out and did the job for the Rock Lobsters definitely in the final now. And let's see if he can back it up with the ball as well and show why he's at least the #1 bat and probably one of the better LMS players going around.
Surprising that he's not in the running for the for your World Series team, though, Sam.
Oh, really wide call there. Yeah, honestly I would have expected him to be up there, but I think he had a bit of a slow start to the tournament, but he's peaked at the right time, which is what the team wants as opposed to the individual.
Straight down the ground, that's going to be
coming straight at us. It's going to hit me in the foot here, I think. No.
Beautiful shot there. Owen Morris getting going early there. That's just his 3rd ball, so that takes him to 6. Absolutely, there's just a few players in the runnings for the World Series. It's looking like at the moment. Only a few of the top players have dominated this tournament. Here we go, Nathan Tyrrell again.
Ooh,
it's a good quick ball there.
Yeah, I thought they had him there, but still a very good nut. And the dot ball definitely helps the Lobsters' cause.
So interestingly enough, we've actually only got 2 players in this final that are in the running for your team. Sammy, do you know who those 2 players are?
I have a dig at saying Jake O'Connell, who's been the standout for the whole tournament. I think 5 for in his first game, runs in most games, and almost wickets in every game, I think. You just can't argue his form. The other one,
I'll just have a think about. One. So Nathan Tyrrell in again. Owen Morris gets hold of that. Looks like he's got right out the middle, over the fence, over Rohit Sharma in the deep.
The crowd enjoyed that.
So 12 off 6 there now for Owen Morris. So he's got going early here, just what the park cricketers need. So yeah, Jake O'Connell has had a fantastic tournament, both with the ball and the bat. So yeah, he's right up there in the bowling and all-rounder rankings for your team. And I'd say one of the park cricketers is in the running for the batting.
That'd be the captain, I believe.
Absolutely, Scott Colombo. So he'll be very disappointed with that 10 today, because that hurts his chances for Australia's selection, that's for sure. So Nathan Tyrrell in again, last ball in the over.
I think I mentioned it early in the over. He's depends on which gets hit. He'll change from spin to medium. He's a versatile cricketer.
Absolutely. So 7 overs gone there. Scores 52 for 3. Required run rate 7.08. So it's anyone's game at the moment with only 3 wickets down and a third of the overs in. So you got the World Series team, of which you're the natural captain, Sam. Australia.
I was very honoured to get that actually, and I can't thank LMS enough for the honour to do that next year, captain the side. I mean, I do love the format. It's my favourite format of cricket. I can't go back to Saturdays and keep up the same form that I keep up in this. So honoured with that, and there's plenty of players that were in the running for that. I mean, Marty Henderson captaining second 11 to 2 world champs, captaining to the semi-final of this. Knocked my team out on multiple occasions actually, so a little bit hard to wear that, I think. But Jakey here to bowl another over.
Last over, Jakey Connell. Straight back down the ground, that should be cut off by Pushpinder Jasal. It is
just with a single.
But with over 10,000 runs, Sammy, with an average of over 50 and 300 wickets and an average of 19, you're certainly the natural selection. So we expect great things from you with bat and ball in England to justify. So,
oh, good nut there. He's got him, Jake. Continuing with his wickets.
On the way up. So, Jake O'Connell. It's a heroic performance from the young lad here. So, gets a third wicket for O'Connell. 3 for 22 from 3.2 overs now. And the run rate really doesn't seem to be much of an issue for the Park cricketers. It's just these wickets and the pressure that's going to apply.
I think the format of 6 fielders out there, they're not taking full advantage of those quick twos, or they are realising that they may need to hit a few boundaries, but they've just got to keep the score ticking over. Just a couple of twos here and there.
Take the pressure off themselves. So there you go, LBW, Jake O'Connell. Owen Morris goes for 12 off 8 balls. New batsman Kai Newitt. So Kai took a bit of tack with the ball. 15 runs off his 1 over.
Oof.
So he'll be looking to make up for that with the bat now.
Yeah, he's got a few runs to catch up. I think that's part of the internal team sledging there. Anything you get hit for, you've got to make up yourself in most teams. Good
line there from O'Connell. So he's got 2 balls left of his spell now. 2 of the other players that you mentioned, going back to the World Series, you did mention Marty Henderson.
Yep, Brady Dwyer had a stellar tournament with the bat.
Absolutely.
I think 270 runs plus. He's only out twice.
And he took 3 wickets in the semi-final as well. He's good all-round performance. Edge down to third man there. That'll just be the single. Come back for 2 there. So that's Kai Newitt off the mark, and his fellow partner at the crease is now 7 off 10, Tom Watt.
The beauty of the scorecard, doesn't matter where you hit it, it's just runs on the board, no one knows where you've hit it. I know I've scored plenty of runs behind the wicket, with every intention of hitting it in front of the wicket.
The day when the LMS wagon wheel comes in for our stats won't be a good day for most last man stands players.
Gets shaky.
Jake O'Connell, the young lad, the 16-year-old, 4 wickets in the national final. He got 5 wickets in the first game of this tournament.
He's just a machine at the moment. He just can't keep him out of the game. I think the second game he didn't even get a wicket, but he got 30 or 40 runs off the bat as well.
Absolutely. So that's the last ball of the 8th over. 5 wickets now. That's a huge over.
That almost cements it.
Match swinging over there. Before that over was still looking okay for Park cricketers, but now 54 for 5 after 8. The required rate 7.5, but when you look at all of the top 5 now out, there's a lot of pressure on the last 3.
It does, puts a lot of pressure on, but again, the name of the game, last man stands. We've seen games go down to the wire, last ball, 1 batsman out there, and they've scored 20, 30, even 35 runs off and over to win it. So it's just holding that 1 wicket, tick the score over, get yourself within a chance. Those last 2 or 3 overs, it's anyone's game.
Pretty much would say with that over, given that he is hot favourite for it before, that Jake O'Connell's just played his way into the Australia side for the World Series there.
It'd be impossible to argue, definitely.
Amazing to have a 16-year-old representing his country.
Yeah, he's definitely done well. It might be a stop in the game here for a second.
Slight game delay just there. So 12 overs to go, 90 runs required. So 90 runs off 60 balls, 5 ball overs in last man stands.
Nathan Tyrrell on for his second over here. He's gone sticking with the meds after those first couple of balls bowling the spin.
A little bit of in swing there. Pushpinder out in the deep under pressure. They'll come back for 2. Bit of pressure building on Pushpinder in the deep after that earlier misfield.
That's what the Park cricketers need to just do now, just consolidate, get those 1s, 2s when they can, even push a 3 if possible. Just keep that score ticking over.
Tyrrell going back down the ground. Easy fielding there for Giselle. The
Lobsters can sniff the win here very, very vocal in the field, and probably rightfully so at this stage.
Absolutely, as I say, just need for a bit of consolidation here just to get back in the game. It's gone hard at that. It's the edge, drops short of cover. And you sense that there's a bit of panic coming into the Park Cricketers' innings here. New batsmen coming in and going at it hard. Could come off, but still enough time. Guys to get their iron and then launch.
Oh, it is. Nathan Tyrrell has come through.
Yeah. Good bowling from Nathan Tyrrell, big man.
Scoreboard pressure there, trying to go for that big one on the stumps.
Absolutely. Guy knew it. Latest to go, bowled by Nathan Tyrrell. 4 runs off 5 balls. So, well, 6 wickets down. 58 on the board. So 86 required now from 56 balls. It's looking increasingly difficult, just with the last pair at the crease now.
It's going to be a big effort from here from these boys, but I mean, they were the surprise package of the tournament. Actually, not many people had heard of Park Cricketers. They just kept doing the right things each day, winning the games and getting through. And who'd they knock out in the
They knocked out, well, we'll bat first in the semi-final today.
Yep.
Tradies you can't trust in the quarter-final, former double national champions. So they've beaten some good sides to get to this stage. Spartans from Sydney. But yeah, they're just essentially a bit of panic in their reply here. Hoping that the top order would lay the platform, and then the rest of the order just going maybe a bit too hard when they had the time. If you're 6 wickets down before 9 overs,
it definitely
they'll
is.
ask questions.
But like you said, they're one of their games. Their captain stepped up, led the way himself, won it for them almost on his own. So hopefully one of these last 3 wickets can do that for them.
Just the last pair now.
Oh, last pair, sorry.
It's
Pressure's really on then.
big effort from here, but they're all talented young cricketers, so all these guys can bat.
Not a bad start there.
Out to mid-wicket, so new batsman is Callum Jackson.
Might be a better idea
Casey
just maybe
Murphy,
take him out of that
also
position, eh?
one off
That's why I
one ball.
kind of swapped with him, but now they're all calling him names and everything. Like he said I'm cool, but after the game it'll be different.
Sorry, I missed that, Rob. Sorry. I missed your last comment there. I may have tuned into something that was going on somewhere else.
Yeah, a bit of sledging between the crowd and the players at the moment, causing a few slight distractions.
It's
1 over now until the turn. So we have Pushpinder Singh Jasal coming on to bowl. Right arm, he'll either bowl his, saying the scenario, probably bowl his meds.
Actually, there's a few of the boys from the Lobsters that can bowl some spin or some meds in there, and most of them can hold a bat.
Try a quicker spinner there.
Hard 2 here. Called it early, and that's what they need.
So he may be the last batsman here, Callum Jackson, but the advantage that Park Cricketers have is that at least he's a left-hander, so if he can stick out this over, then he'll be hitting with the wind in the second 10.
It's been a big factor actually this whole couple of days is that wind. There's been teams on 40 or 50 at the turn. Oh, good a turn there.
Really close to the call there.
But yeah, there's been a few teams, 50, 60 at the turn, and they've put on 200, 200 plus. Just that wind is a massive advantage if you time it right.
There you go. Oh, nice flight. Easy decision for the square leg umpire.
Dragged him down the wicket. And,
there we go. So it's not even 10 overs in, and the score's now 61 for 7. So hugely disappointing for the Park Cricketers here. It's the number 7 batsman in now, Casey Murphy. He's only faced 1 ball, 1 off 1, so he's got some work to do. But if you're ever going to get your iron, it's going to be when you're last man standing, Sam, because you're facing every ball. So
yeah, he's got 53 balls to chase down 60, 70 runs on his own.
83 runs.
83, I was way off.
83 required from 52 balls, which, if you stay in, any decent LMS player should be able to get that, but it's obviously a matter of staying in.
It is.
Scoring the runs as last man standing. This would be an exceptional effort if he manages it.
It would be. It'd definitely be probably the game of LMS, I think.
Spin to Giselle.
Bit of respect there. So he does need to get his eye in, so he's just going to take his time.
Solid defence there. You'll like to see that.
If you're going to do anything, actually, I think LMS, it's one of two ways. You either, you know you're going to get the runs and just stay there to do it, or you're just going to stay there to annoy them. I've seen one bloke get 20 runs off about 10 overs.
Absolutely. That's one, annoying the opposition, but two, annoying all the world viewers of this game. It's using it as a semi-net session.
Yeah. Might as well get your money's worth. You got 10 overs, you might as well face them. Change of ends now.
Change of ends, score 61 for 7. So now, as we turn, 83 required. So they're less than half the way there. But unfortunately, 7 of their wickets down already.
Yeah.
So far the bowling figures at the turn: Darren O'Connell 3 overs, 1 for 18. His son, 16-year-old Jake O'Connor, standout performer, 4 overs, 4 for 23. Nathan Tyrrell, #1 batsman in the world, 2 overs, 1 for 16. And Pushpinder Singh Jasal, who just bowled his first over, got a wicket off it, just 2 runs. So, start of the 11th over, scores 61.
Again, just LMS showing the versatility of the players it's got. You've got the world #1 bat coming into the tournament, and it's the 16-year-old that comes in and sets up the whole thing for them. Taking 5 for in the first game and just continuing the whole tournament with wickets and runs.
So a brilliant tournament for young Jake. He's gone for the 2 here. This could be all over if there's a quick throw in. He's coming back. He's quick, the batsman, and throws.
He's picked the arm. It's an surprising tactic by the Lobsters here, having everyone on the boundary, because he probably is quick enough to run 2s and fit enough to do it almost all the way to the end.
It's relatively standard LMS tactic though on most grounds, isn't it? Against most teams, that you do spread the field. That one's gone up in the air. That's going to land safely though.
That scoreboard pressure playing on his mind, we think there, because again he could do it in 2s if he's fit enough.
100%. 81 required now from 49 balls. 48 balls.
Nathan Tyrrell here for his 3rd over, continuing his meds, a little bit of in-swing. Nice cutter there, slide across the batsman.
Good bowling from Nathan Tyrrell, just moving away from the batsman there. Required run rate now up to about 8.5 and over.
And it's, 2020, a lot of people think it's the baddest game, but bowling definitely comes into it. And it's not your standard bowling either. I do want to give a shout out to Greg Action from our team. He's a bona fide wicket keeper, but I think he took 5 wickets for us this tournament, bowling the first over every game.
All-round effort.
A good shot there. He's put that to the boundary, and that's very helpful.
Yeah. We'll relieve the pressure on him a bit, give him a bit of confidence as he moves on to 7 off 8 balls. Casey Murphy versus Rock Lobsters here for the national title of Last Man Sounds in Australia. The winner of this is $10,000 towards the next World Championships, which will be in Australia 2 years' time, 2019.
Any hints of where that may be, Rob?
We're hopeful that it will be in Sydney, but the venue's to be confirmed at the moment, so definitely watch this space. It should be confirmed by the end of the year. When I say the next World Championships, that's the next one that you can actually qualify for, because of course in 2.5 weeks' time, Cape Town hosts the Last Man Sounds World Championships at Western Province Cricket Club, so it's going to be a fantastic event there. Good bowling there from Pushpinder, gets the spin away, through to the keeper.
So we've got the World Champs in South Africa in, is it 2 or 3 weeks, I think, and then the World Series next year in England?
That's right, early August, the World Series in England. So the difference between the World Champs and the World Series is obviously we'll just watch this ball here from Pushpinder.
Oh, and that's the game.
There we go.
That is the game.
Worth watching that ball from Pushpinder Singh Jasal as he cleans up Casey Murphy. Score of just 67 there for the Park Cricketers. The Rock Lobsters have been waiting a long time for this. It's third time they've come very close here at the Nationals, and they've never won the national title, so it's a very big moment for the team and all their supporters. It's a very well supported side. So
well deserved win. As I said, it's been 2 years of bridesmaids, and it's good to see them actually win a game. They're passionate about the cricket, they love the format. I think they'll be here every year for a few years as well. So
absolutely, I'd say undoubtedly the best team this tournament. They haven't had too many, well, only one game that could be defined as close. So it's a great performance from Paul Marchese and his guys, and especially young Jake O'Connell. He's been an absolute star this tournament, and it shows today with his 4 wickets. Unbelievable. But the win also being set up by Nathan Tyrrell, so a couple of the big players have really come to the fore today to help their side get over the line. So Wollongong, one of the smaller cities in Australia, has produced the national winners of the 2017 Australian Championships. So,
and they've proved why they should deserve to be over the last 3 years, and they've definitely proved why they deserved it today. So congratulations to them. Unfortunate for the Park Cricketers, who surprise packet made it through to the final. Quality bunch of cricketers, but just not good enough on the day, unfortunately.
Absolutely, you can see how much it means there to the Rock Lobsters. So it'll actually just be, if it does end up being in Sydney, the next World Championships, it'll just be a 1 hour drive up the road for them. So not sure how they're going to spend that $10,000,
yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see.
A lot easier trip. I know our boys enjoy the drive up. We drive up from Canberra every year, don't necessarily enjoy the drive back home, but we enjoy the week definitely, and Lobsters have earned it. They enjoy their trip up here, they enjoy the cricket, and they enjoy the time.
Absolutely. Very well-rounded, brilliant last man stands team there, Rock Lobsters, expertly led by Paul Marchese, Jake O'Connell and his father Darren O'Connell, 2 standout players. Pushpinder Singh Jasali's produced with bat and ball throughout the tournament. Nathan Tyrrell, the world's #1 batsman, scored 50 today in the final and got an important wicket as well, so great contribution from him. And then able support today in the final by Rohit Sharma, Jose Villa, Wayne Herbert. And that's just to name but a few of their big squad and strength and depth that they have. So Sam Lang, Australia LMS captain of the World Series next year. Thanks for joining us in the commentary box, and we'll be finishing up just about now and going over to do all the presentations. So congratulations to the Rock Lobsters, and we'll see you all again soon.
Thanks for having me.